Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Today is Monday, the 31st of May, last day of May 2021. There won't be another last day of May 2021. This is it. My name is Kev. This is your daily vibe, and I am a bit later than normal in my delivery. Still whirling around whether or not I should record these in advance and then plop them up like people do. And to me, something about going live takes away this idea that it has to look a certain way and be a certain way, and somehow when I've done recorded messages that have a message or something I've wanted to say, I've ended up doing it 2 and 3 times because there's something in there that makes me believe it's not right, doesn't sound right. I get tripped over what I'm saying and what I'm not saying. So I've realized that going live and doing something live, it's just happening in the moment. And since what I'm talking about teaching and sharing is being present to what's actually happening in front of us and not so worried about what it looks like, who I'm attracting, who I'm not attracting, who's listening, who's not listening, all of those kind of things that tend to be man-made, egoic. I call them traps. They're traps that the traps that keep people from really sharing the juicy stuff, the good stuff, the stuff we're meant to share. I'm reminded of something I learned last week, that the sun doesn't turn around to the earth and say, you know what, you owe me. I provided all this energy to you, and it's all about me. It's all about how bright I shine. It's all about how much energy I bring to the earth. So, I'm more important than you are. That would be quite something, wouldn't it, if the sun had a personality that was like some people. Anyway, what did I want to come and say today? Today started off a little bit differently than it would normally. I was ready to get up and get going, felt rested, and then discovered there was a puppy accident that we had to take care of, and then discovered that my 1-year-old Great Dane has taken it upon herself to become a canine rooster. So you know how roosters crow at the start of dawn? Well, she goes out in the yard and barks her head off. So we've had to sort of correct a little bit of that. Hence, I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and thought, well, I really hope the audience are going to be okay if I don't put on a button-down shirt. And I know that you are, because I just show up no matter what. And then I thought, well, I've got to go to the Lowe's, and I've got to go to the vet, and I've got to put out the trash. So, all that to say, life gets in the way. And sometimes our daily spiritual practice feels like it might not happen. Same as the daily exercise. The daily dose of yourself is important. So we have to make the time, even if it feels like there isn't the time. When I get like this, when I feel like there's an overwhelming sense of do more, do more, do more, do more, universe says, slap, sit, take a step back. How does it do that? How does the angels, the universe, the energy know to ease off? For me, it's showing me the chaos just makes more chaos. The busyness just makes more busyness. The going and the toing and the froing is all in my head. It's actually not a conveyor belt. There isn't, I'm reminded of Lucy and Ethel at the candy factory, where that conveyor belt speeds up and they've got no choice but to shove all this candy in their mouth down there in their underwear or in their aprons. That's not life. Life comes to us, draws us forward, moves us along, a bit like a stream. Sometimes a stream can feel like rapid water, and sometimes it's a bit like, calm and easy going. All based upon what the atmosphere or the environment is. If we are placing ourselves in the point of physical transformation and growth. There is the idea that we don't quite know how deep the water is, how warm or cold the water is, or even if we are going to make it down the river across to the other side, whatever that feels like, looks like, sounds like to you. So what does that mean then? Do we not cross the river? Well, you can't go back. We can't go backwards. As much as people would like to say, I want to go back to a time that was this way, that way, and the other way. Well, that's the ego saying you want to be comfortable. And so there are folks that do their best to hold on to the banks of the river, hold on to the edge of the shore, hold on to the sides of the boat, hold on to the life that they know, in the hopes that things will return to a time that they enjoyed. And indeed, there is a cycle that comes around again. It's very similar. But here's the reality. Nothing is the same in 1920 as it was in 1925 or 1930 or 1935. Well, here we go now in the 21st century. Yes, we are. We are 21st century. Yes. Approaching 2022. 6 months time from now. About 180 plus days. We'll be looking at the beginning of 2022, and I'm sure the masses will be sitting down with their goals and their dreams and their wishes, and they'll be saying, oh, thank goodness that's over. Oh, thank goodness we're done with that. Oh, I hope. And I like that. I like the hope. I like the faith. But what are we doing now? Is there things on your plate that you're not accepting? Are there things on your plate that you feel like you want, you don't have? Are there issues in your tissues that are bothering you? Now is the time that we sort all that out. We decide, where's the chaos and how do I make that calming? That's a choice. It isn't in the psychic cards. It isn't anywhere like that. It's a choice. And I came on here this morning to think, well, you know what? I've got to discuss probably what is a psychic medium? What's a psychic? What do they do? How do they do it? How do I do it? What makes me do it? What makes me think I can do it? Well, for the longest time, I didn't think I could. For the longest time, I hid away and got frightened of people who perhaps didn't get it. For the longest time, I didn't admit what I did. I did it privately, quietly. And for the longest time, I just felt like, wow, everybody comes to me with a problem. And then slowly but surely, other than having that heart attack that made me realize I've got to do something. I've got to do this. I've got to use this. Because that was universe's way of saying, well, you know what? We've given you a nudge. We've given you a wink. We've given you the opportunity to open up the soul path connection. We've been introducing you to all these spirit fairs and psychic fairs, and we've been giving you an audience who've been responding, but yet you've got other plans. And here's what happens, people. When you ignore the messages, when you ignore what life's purpose, when you ignore your guardian angel and your other angels and the other spirits that are around you, and you decide, I'm going to go off and do this. They don't exactly disappear, but they sort of get bored and go on with something else, just like we do. You don't nurture a friendship, if you don't nurture family, if you don't nurture those connections with people that you just love, they have a way of moving on. I know that in my own adult life, that I've got beautiful, wonderful friends that I miss dearly. So I connect with them, send a card to them. Hey, how's it going? I've been thinking about you. I miss you. That's all. Anyway, I want to get on with today's reading, and I have not shuffled the card. I did my prayers this morning. I'm getting a message. I need to finish up what I was talking about, the difference between a psychic and someone who's not psychic. Simply, we all are. Intuition, it's in us. The eternal flame of connection, it's in us. Why am I telling you this? Let me listen to the answer. Oh, yeah. Well, because there's going to be times coming up, if it hasn't already, where you're going to have to make a decision that you're not really sure what the answer is. And you want somebody that's in your corner, that gets you, that understands you. And maybe it's as simple as don't complicate the process. Simplify the process. Simplify how you do it. Here's the other thing, people. There's what you want to know and what you need to know. Sometimes we want things because it's a cover-up for what we really need, but we don't want. You know? And sometimes that shows up where we get what we want and we're no longer sure we wanted it because we don't really necessarily want the thing. You know, there's this whole, I want to be loved by somebody. Well, the somebody that needs to love you the most is yourself. And the energy that put you here, God, angels. And then there's a other aspect of life where we spend our life people pleasing. That's a huge cover up. When people want other people to feel better, look better, have more, do more than they do themselves, that's a cover up. A big hiding space that they have a hard time loving themselves, accepting themselves, especially those that are more comfortable, giving than they are with receiving. I'm more comfortable giving other people what they're looking for, what they want, what they need. And I'm embarrassed when I take or someone gives to me. I don't know what to do with that. Say thank you. Yes, always. Be grateful. Yes, always. And I looked at that a bit deeper, especially in the last couple of weeks, where it talks about the way to manifest miracles is to be grateful. To be grateful for what you want and act like it's already here. We talked about that yesterday. Which is hard to do because, you know, those of us that give and give and give and give, at some point we're empty and we still keep giving. At some point that little light in our mental dashboard is going ding, 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 ding. You need to refuel, and you're not refueling, so you get exhausted, get tired. Then this thing called dis-ease kicks in. Get sick, tired. You know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't feel well, I'm not right. All of those things kick in because you weren't paying attention to yourself. You give thanks for your health, you give thanks for your wealth, you give thanks for your abundance. Even if you've got $1, thank you for this dollar. It makes me feel like I can do it. Thank you for this penny. And that's another thing I learned about being psychic. You know, the energy's all over the place, and what I'm getting so much out of with Carl Gray's work is it's all very, 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 very simple. I was writing notes about his books, and part of the notes I was writing was that, whoa, there's an awful lot of similarities in this thread and these things. You know, like, well, this part of this book was in these cards from this. Well, of course it was. We don't have to recreate and redraw the map. We just have to define the lines. Let me say that one more time. We do not have to redraw the map of our life. That's better. We just have to define the lines. Make a definition out of something. It doesn't mean we're repeating it. No. Nothing repeats. It reinforces. You know, I've watched companies, I've been part of branding for probably the last, 10 years at least. Is it? No, close to 20. I've been in the branding business. When branding became something that people did, you know, companies acquire and, what is it called? What was that? Mergers and acquisitions. There you go. So we have big box conglomeration that comes along and says, we want you and you and you and you. I watched a show on the History Channel about the history of food branding. And these bigger companies, they now own like Post cereal, Marjorie Post, the early 1900s. pioneer woman of her day, plopped off and she picked up Mr. Birdseye. She picked up all this other stuff and she became General Foods. Have you ever looked at the back of the packet and realized that General Foods makes stuff for all these other sub-brands? So, hang on, wait a minute. If I go to the, whatever it's called, Good Value, can of beans or packet of whatever, they're actually made by Lay's, or they're actually made by this, or they're actually made by that. Yes. Yesterday I was making a brick pathway, still doing it, having fun doing it, enjoying it. I've never laid bricks. I'm not a bricklayer. I do not do brick pathways. I didn't make this herringbone pattern. But all of a sudden this creativity got a hold of me, and I thought, well, this is an interesting concept. Put the sand down, put the base down, did the raking, did the sweeping, made it all, patted it all down. Didn't even have a tamper, just went for it. How do I cut this brick? A chisel and a hammer. Oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, the point I'm making, the brick I buy at one big box store, same company that makes the brick at the other big box store. So what is this branding then? How is it different? It isn't. Oh, so there's no difference between psychic A and psychic B. Well, there is, because they're people. And they've got their people. And they're channeling their people. But then so are you. You've got your people. You channel your people. You've got your brand. You channel your brand. When it becomes an issue is that each brand doesn't want to be better than they were before. They want to be better than the competition. Well, I understand that. Competition can be a good thing. It can keep us on our toes. It can have us comparing ourselves with standards, integrity, the margins of truth, or the margins of, well, we've got to do this correctly. But then it goes off on its own little egoic trip. And here's where it gets a little twisted. There are folks that want to be better, but they don't want to do the work of integrity, of truth, of ethics. They are feeling that if they had more, they got a bigger audience, they got a bigger share of the pie, they got a bigger this, a bigger that, sold more this, sold more that, or even purchased their competition to eliminate them, they would be better. So there's the acquisition. We're going to take you because we can't beat you, so we're going to just swallow you up. Or there's a merger. What we've got is great. What you've got is great. We're going to take these two great things and make something even greater. And so it goes and so it goes. But the human part of that also has to take into consideration what our culture is. So what is our culture? Right now, our culture is about to do something pretty amazing. I've been on this planet nearly 6 decades. I was a little boy, a child. I remember Idi Amin and all of that stuff out there in the Middle East. Didn't really understand it. Yes, we had the Palestinians and the Israelis fighting over the Gaza Strip that was going on 50 years ago or more. All of this global uprising. The Celts, the Irish were still battling the British and saying, get the hell out. We want to be independent. We'd like you to leave us alone. Let us fight our own battles. And they did. I never know as a child, because of that, and I didn't grow up in America, didn't understand the racial differences. Oh, I certainly understood sexual preference. Oh, yes, I was certainly judged. And then I came to the United States of America thinking, wow, this country is going to be something else. It was founded by people that wanted freedom. But yet, they're not free because everybody's pointing fingers and fighting with everybody else and still doing it. And I've been here since 1985. And I'm still noticing, so what? And the judging and the finger pointing. and the desire to be better than and have more than, the greed and the gluttony. But now we've got to this point where a pandemic on a global scale came along and evened out a lot of that. And now we're at the point where families are realizing that they miss each other because of lockdown. People discovered that really doing this mess on the Zoom or in the cameras and being hooked up, that's all great if you have to bring thousands of people together. It's very difficult to go ahead and say, I need a stadium because I've got to deliver a message. No, you can just go on a camera and have everybody else log on if they've got internet access. The point I'm making with that is we're moving towards more compassion and a little bit less competition. It's going to be interesting this month of June that starts tomorrow, how all that plays out with the Olympics. All these nations coming together. A few nations deciding they want all the gold medals. And then you've got a few smaller nations that are just going along for the ride because they get to say they were in the 2021 Olympic Games. Those are the people I applaud. Those are the people that I say, yeah, you go. The people that are from Botswana and other countries that are just go for it, have it, do it. Anyway, I'm digressing. What I want to get to now is I want to pull the cards from this decks. I haven't pulled any of them early just to see what pops up. And let's get this camera going. There we go. So I'm going to shuffle them up. I've got the candle going. Let me just quickly put them in my hands. Let me give them a quick turn around. This is just to show how easy it is to pull these cards or whatever cards speak to you. Thank you, angels, ascended masters, spirit guides. Thank you to my own angel, my guardian angel, Christed light beings who come from the light. Thank you for revealing to me what I need to know through these cards. I'm willing to listen, to receive, to share, and to teach. And so it is. So I'm just going to randomly go through these cards as I usually do. Spread them out. Here's one right there. Do I need another one? Probably. Let's see if I can do another one. Yeah, let's just go choose this one. Right, just two. So why have I got this mega deck? Well, the mega deck is Keepers of the Light. That's for people that are studying light work. And then 12 of the Archangels I pulled from Angel Prayers. A book I have just purchased that I'm thoroughly enjoying. So because this is the card I pulled first, we open it up and we have Odin, Psychic Sight. Well, isn't that just interesting? Because I just got through talking about the difference between psychic medium. What is a psychic medium? That's a person who goes inward to see outward. The third eye is open, see the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. Basically, come off the chaos. Get into the peace and the calm. When life is bumping around all over the place and you feel like you're on a bus that's about to tip over, calm down. Get quiet. Take a deep breath. Center. So then let's see which archangel is around this energy that's bringing this message for today's reading. And we've got Shine Your Light, Archangel Uriel. So Archangel Uriel is basically saying find the light within and shine it out bright. If you find yourself in a situation that you really have something to say, you really have something to share, Uriel is here to light the torch, to bring you where you need to be, to show you where you can really be of help and service to others, and also where you can be of help and service to yourself. So I hope that makes sense. And now let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor. And this morning, just get yourself situated. Bring your shoulders up, back, open your chest up. Take a big stretch. Get into the physical part of your body and be present to your breath. Allow your palms to be upward and let your spine be nice and straight. Let your thoughts settle. The reason why meditation is so challenging for people is because the thoughts will keep floating through like the ticker tape. Your spirit, your energy, your vibration, your chi, your aura is training, teaching, learning how to calm down. Then we just basically send a prayer of gratitude outward to the spirit guides for the things we know we already have and the things we know we are about. So if you've got any negativity, you feel like, ooh, you're connected too much to judgment, gossip, drama, things that bring you down, things that make you feel heavy or burdened, then your prayer goes out to thank Archangel Michael. If you want the Master Jesus, for cutting the ties that bind me to people and places and situations and stories, gossip and drama, and anything else I no longer want or need, all serves my purpose. I take the weight and the woes of the world off my shoulders, and so it is. Archangel Michael comes to us with a beautiful blue light of healing, emotional healing. Place that blue light within your heart, and as it spreads out around the edges of your body, let that feeling of any little tails be cut. Think of Michael using the tip of his sword to go around your body, front, back, left and right. And see the ties of the unnecessary connections being cut free. And if you find yourself pulled in and burdened by the heavy feeling of the world or the stories or the woe that surround you, the people that find it so heavy, the complainers, that lower vibrational energy, then your prayer thanks the Archangel Metatron. Perhaps it's the Lady Venus, the Volusians, or any of the angel vibrations that clear the space of lower vibration using bright magenta pink light. Just like a plume of glitter or a plume of mist or anything that you can think of that's in this beautiful, colourful brightness of magenta. Let it float around your body and absorb, dissolve, and remove any of that gooky feeling that other people may place upon you, any of the worries, negative talk, and clear the space around you so that all around you is a loving light, a healed light. That you're not attracted to it, that you're not absorbing it, that you're not taking it on or being drawn toward it. And then know that from this particular point on through your day, You get to be in charge of your thoughts. You get to be in charge of your body. You get to be in charge of your mind. You get to be in charge of your heart. You get to be in charge of the choices that you make. Left hand to your heart muscle, feel that. Right hand to your belly muscle, feel that. And you make your affirmation, I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Whatever love is flowing, fear is a complete stranger. Love flows right here. You find that smile, you find that gratitude, you find that love, you find that ease, you find that abundance, you find those blessings just coming. Fill yourself up with that light. Fill yourself up from your heart. Open that up. Open your third eye center up. Your soul star above your head, the stellar gateway way above that, and then the opening to source energy that feeds you now. And before you enter into the feeling of meditation and quietness, to receive the message, to receive what you want to know, what you need to know, what you are open to listening to, what you're open to sharing. Give thanks for the angels that remind you you're part of them, that remind you that they're here, they want to be seeing you, and your guardian angel that loves you unconditionally without question, no limits. Thank you for reminding me that you're here and you're present. It feels good to have your love. It feels good to have your company. It feels good that I'm not alone. Thank you for showing me what I need to know, revealing what I need to know. I am willing to listen. I'm willing to see you. I'm willing to experience. I'm willing to perceive. Willing to share. And so it is. Use your powerful sense of intuition, third eye center open. The energy that you come here with during this meditation is open. In this simple meditation, you are attuning with your higher purpose, your intuition. The knowledge and information that's floating to you and through you. Being quiet to the present moment, listening to the sound of your breath. Having the experience of pulling your abdomens together. Even if you imagine the energy of a loving God, kind angels that work with you, pouring the light down through your body, crossing your eyelids, the tip of your nose, out along the lines of your cheeks and your ears, into your ears, down the back of your throat, illuminating your lips, coming down into your neck, your collarbone, floating down over every tissue, every muscle, every fiber of both arms, into each and every single finger, filling the veins and the pathways of your hands with pure light, working down over your chest, the center of your shoulders, the middle of your back, your lower back into your hips. It continues down into your pelvic area, your pubic area, your inner thighs and outer thighs, your buttocks, your knees. shins, calves, inner and outer ankles, blades of your feet, tops of your feet, soles of your feet, and every single one of your toes. This golden, like syrupy, beautiful goodness shining out from you, frontwards, backwards, out to the left, out to the right. In every direction. Let the curiosity of your angels, who know you by your feeling, who come to you by your raised vibration, know that your guardian angel is an identical energy sphere to your own. Your angels are with you right now. Pick up the depth of your breath. Every exhale you lift higher, brighter, wider. Every inhale you pull in more energy from spirit. Moving deeper and deeper into deep relaxation, deep calm. Equally connected to your physical environment, the present moment, your feet on the floor, your mind in the air. Also connected to spirit world. Your angels are tuning with you. As you sit quietly, peacefully, six to 8 inches above your head, right around the stellar gateway, begin to see a ring forming, consisting of these round spheres of light energy. They have come to form a ring of support around you. See them as you see them, feel them as you feel them. these angels, these spirits, perhaps the spirits of past loved ones, appear to you. During this meditation, let your conscious mind, third eye center, show you angels to your right, spirits to your right, revealing themselves to you. Move around to your left. Just let your angels glide around you, lifting your vibration, strengthening your connection as you vibrate and connect with their energy. Allow them to see you and feel you, be with you. Gently bring your hands to prayer, center of your chest. This allows you to reorient yourself with your current space. Keeping the energy and essence of your circle of angels and guides around you. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Together we bow and say namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good holiday weekend or day. The weekend's done. And keep meditating, keep doing it, keep connecting with the higher part of yourself. And I hopefully will see you tomorrow. Bye.